Good afternoon and happy Friday. All right, so today I'm going to cover a topic that's kind of a favorite of mine, actually. So it may be a little biased, but I think it's also extremely helpful when it comes to weight loss or even maintaining weight. So this is a topic that I like to call hidden calories. I find that there are certain foods or food accessories, if you will, that people don't think should count or they don't see as worthy of counting, I guess. And if you're one of those people, it's hurting your progress. And it may seem very tedious, but I'm just telling you how it is. I'm telling you from experience, and a calorie is a calorie, whether it seems in small amount or a large amount. A calorie is a calorie. If your goal is weight loss, everything must count. If something has a caloric value, you have to track it and add it into your daily intake. Even if your goal is weight maintenance, it's still a good idea to get in the habit of tracking at least for a little while until you get a good understanding of what 4 ounces of chicken looks like, or what a quarter cup of beans looks like, or whatever food you're eating and what food you normally eat. It's good to just get an idea and a feel for how much you should be eating in a day, even if it's this many calories to maintain your weight. So some examples of what I consider hidden calories would be barbecue sauce, ketchup, mayo, marinades, breadcrumbs, egg when used as a binder, cooking oil, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, nuts / peanut butters, almond butters, things along those lines. So I'm now going to break down each one and talk about each one a little bit. So first, barbecue sauce. Your average barbecue sauce that you just pull off the shelf in the grocery store is usually between 40 and 60 calories per 2 tablespoons. Let me tell you, a tablespoon is not a lot. And 2 tablespoons at 60 calories, if you go on the higher end, that's a lot of calories for not a lot of condiment. And if you think about, if you eat ribs that are smothered in barbecue sauce, I mean, those calories add up. And if you're not accounting for those calories, then it can really be detrimental to your progress. All right, next on the list is ketchup. So ketchup, average maybe 25 to 30 calories per 2 tablespoons. So maybe 10 to 15 calories for 1 tablespoon. Again, if you're using ketchup as a side to dip your fries, chicken tenders, whatever, which are already high calorie foods, then also can be detrimental to your success. If you don't actually know how much you're having, it could be a lot more than you think it is. So you can still have these things as sides, just account for them. Cat playing with a toy. Marinades. So if you're buying a packet of dry marinade or seasoning, if it has caloric value on the back of it, count it. Scan the barcode. If you use MyFitnessPal, it makes it very easy. You can scan the barcode, and if you make a pound of chicken and use 1 packet and you eat 1/4 of the pound of chicken, I would just estimate that you also ate 1/4 of that packet of marinade. That's pretty much how I do it, and it seems to be pretty successful to estimate at least. Even if you use a liquid marinade that comes in a bottle, measure how much you use for your whole recipe, and then just try and estimate to the best of your ability how much did you eat with your serving. And to be honest, even if there's some in the bottom of the pan that I technically didn't eat, I'll still kind of account for it. Like, I'd rather overestimate than underestimate and be constantly going over my calories. I think that you can actually see a decent amount of progress even with these general estimates. Okay, breadcrumbs is our next perpetrator. So I just took the nutrition values for Progresso Italian style breadcrumbs that come in the canister. I can't imagine original flavor breadcrumbs being much different in caloric values, so we're gonna go based off of that, and it could vary, give or take a little bit. So a quarter cup of Italian style breadcrumbs is 110 calories. Now I can pretty much guarantee that even on a chicken breast for maybe chicken parm, you're probably not having a full quarter cup, but it might actually not be too far off. So just, again, try and account for it. If you coat your chicken in breadcrumbs, you know, measure, if you put half a cup of breadcrumbs into a bowl, coat your chicken in it, and there's still most of it left, still account for maybe even like an eighth of a cup of breadcrumbs. Log it in your app. I'm telling you, even if it comes out to be 15 calories, it doesn't matter. They can add up, and over a week, if you're constantly going over your calories, even by 15, it's slowing down your progress. It may not make you go backwards, the amount you're going over, but it can still slow you down, and in which case, if you're not meeting your goals, then you're just going to be disappointed and discouraged, and the purpose of tracking your calories is to avoid that and see progress the way that you should. All right, so another one of my favorites is using egg as a binder. So again, maybe you throw one egg into a pound of meat. I honestly don't know because I've never used egg as a binder. I've made burgers without egg. I've made meatloaf without egg. Stuffed peppers without egg. Yeah, so I honestly don't find it necessary. I'm no professional chef. I just try and cook really simple because, well, to be honest, because I'm lazy, but it actually works out in my favor because I don't go through all those steps. I don't add breadcrumbs to my burgers or meatloaf. I don't add egg. So when I log my meatloaf, it's really easy because I'm like, I ate a quarter pound of ground turkey. So it makes it a lot easier also if you just nix these things out. But, okay, so one egg is around, a large egg is 70 calories-ish, depending on the brand maybe. So even still, if I put one large egg into 1 pound of ground meat and I eat a quarter pound of that ground meat, I'm going to put in that I ate a quarter of an egg. I think it's important to literally log everything, especially when you're starting out. So that way you can actually see progress fairly quickly and you're not constantly holding yourself back by these missed calories that you are consuming. Though it seems small, they add up a lot quicker than you would think. So put the egg in, or try leaving the egg out of your recipe. All right, cooking oil, in my opinion, is the ultimate criminal. Per tablespoon of olive oil is 120 calories. So think about that. If you just dump cooking oil into a pan to cook your chicken, one, it's unnecessary. And two, that can add a lot of calories. And how much are you actually eating? I don't really know. But I do know that it's unnecessary anyway, and olive oil is really expensive. So if you can avoid using it in large amounts at least like that, then might as well. Saves you money, saves you calories. What I do is I just use olive oil cooking spray if I feel like I have to spray a pan. I feel that it's the easiest way to not add up your calories, because definitely in that case, with that mist coming out, it's enough so that your food doesn't stick to whatever you're putting it on, and it doesn't just add up and cause your food to be greasy. Okay, so I have talked about nuts and peanut butters, nut butters. I have talked about those before. I'm going to talk about them again because I feel like it is the most common thing that I hear people say, well, I'm not even like that bad of a snacker. Like if I want a snack, I just go for, almonds and I just eat those. Dun, dun, dun. Very detrimental to your success. If you are eating nuts and not measuring them, it could be the single only reason you're not seeing progress how you want to see progress. So Measure them out. Plain peanuts is 160 calories per 1 ounce. And let me tell you, that is really not that many. If you eat them by the handful, you're eating a lot more than 160 calories. And peanut butter or any kind of nut butter runs about 180 to 200 calories per 2 tablespoons. And if you love peanut butter, I can pretty much guarantee you're not eating a true 2 tablespoons when you eat peanut butter, because I could eat 1 apple and have about a cup of peanut butter on the side, and I'm not exaggerating. Peanut butter is one of my favorite foods, next to Chipotle. If you're eating any kind of nut butter, I highly recommend just investing in those single serving packets that you can literally just open the packet, eat that amount, and that's it. That is your serving. You can log it easily, scan the barcode, whatever, and you don't have to worry about measuring your own 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or whatever nut butter you're eating. So, my advice is to break everything down. Measure everything. I realize it's annoying, but I promise it gets easier the more that you do it. It's very rare that I actually take out a measuring cup or a measuring spoon of any kind, because I've been doing this for so long that I've just kind of gotten a feel for what different foods look like with different measurements. So do it for a little while, get the hang of it. There's hand tricks you can look up, like a tablespoon is this section of your thumb, or like 4 ounces of chicken is this, your palm, or I don't know, all kinds of things like that. So look that kind of stuff up. It makes it a lot easier to track, so you don't have to be that person that's measuring out in public if that bothers you. It shouldn't bother you. You're trying to reach your goals, and that's awesome. So anyway, if it does get to you, then just get a feel for things like that. Use your hand, and you can eyeball things a lot easier. When I cook, like I said, I'm a pretty simple cooker. So if I make meatloaf, if I make 2 pounds and I eat a quarter of it, then I just put in that I ate half a pound of ground meat, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But then I don't have to worry about, I also ate a quarter of an egg and an eighth of a cup of breadcrumbs. So try making things like that without those binders and see how it goes. It may taste different, but I feel like that's something you have to learn to accept when you're trying to live a healthier lifestyle. It still tastes good, but it might taste a little different than what you're used to. And that's okay. Sometimes you can have regular meatloaf. Just account for it. But to make your life a lot easier, just be simple about your cooking. Cooking doesn't have to taste bad because it's simple. I love everything that I make, and so does my boyfriend, and he's not a health freak like I am. I also don't think I'm a health freak. I'm a huge foodie, but I stay on track most of the time so that I can have those treat days and go on my food excursions and not have to stress about everything. But if my boyfriend eats the stuff that I make and actually really enjoys it, I think he's the prime example of that healthy food does not have to taste bad or be boring or bland. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight my favorite brand for an alternative as far as barbecue sauce, ketchup, marinades. So G. Hughes, you can buy this at Giant. I haven't been able to find all of their condiments, but maybe Wegmans or Whole Foods would have more variety from them. But they do make a teriyaki sauce, they make a steak sauce, they make barbecue sauce in 3 different flavors, they make a honey mustard, they make a ketchup, all of these things. And rather than 40 to 60 calories per 2 tablespoons, it's 10 calories. So that's a huge difference. So I can have like a quarter cup of barbecue sauce on the side, and I love me some barbecue sauce. So G. Hughes, you can look it up on Amazon, find it in the grocery store. It's with all the other, you know, barbecue sauce, ketchup, whatever. Like I said, I can find the barbecue sauce at Giant. I found the ketchup at Walmart. Have yet to find the honey mustard and marinades, but they are available online, so check those out. And just to close out, I'm going to highlight the ultimate question that I get when I talk about this kind of stuff is, well, how much are you actually eating when you put your food in marinade and then take it out to eat it? The answer is, I don't really know. But the other answer is, it doesn't really matter. It's still extra calories that you have to try and account for, at least in partial, so that way you're not constantly putting yourself over what your caloric intake should be for the day to keep you in a caloric deficit so you can lose weight. Once you start tracking, at least for a little while, to start a habit, you will see just how quickly calories add up. And I will say, as much as I love peanut butter, I save it for the weekend unless I'm going to use one of those individual serving packets because I love it too much and I know that I can't truly scoop out only 2 tablespoons of peanut butter onto my plate. Half the jar will end up on there. So it's just things like that. I don't cut out things that I love. I just save them for a treat time or something like that, so that way I can enjoy it a little bit more and I can have more of it and not push myself on the other end of my caloric deficit. All right, those are my helpful hints as far as hidden calories. If you have any further questions about this, please comment below. I'm happy to chat about it. Follow me on Instagram, like the Facebook page, message me on one of those. I'm happy to chat. I'm here for advice. I've been doing this for a long time as far as tracking my food. So as a foodie, I've found very clever ways to still enjoy my food and stay in a caloric deficit when I'm trying to lose weight. So again, I'm here to chat. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. And have a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week.